Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto can absorb anyone's DNA, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. Naruto ran, as fast as his little legs could carry him. He hoped he could escape the mob at least until someone helped him. But today the mob never grew smaller. Instead it grew bigger. Why? Why is it always me? Why do they hurt me? I didn't hurt anyone. Inside Naruto, the great Kyuubi chuckled darkly. Long have I suffered imprisonment by this foolish mortal. Soon I will be free again. As for you human scum, you won't die. Oh no. I have a much harsher fate for you. Hehehe. Finally Naruto was cornered in a dead end, and the mob approached. Naruto considered himself lucky to pass out after being tortured for only 1 hour. Inside Naruto's mind. Where am I? Am I dead? No foolishness. You are not. Soon though you will wish you were. What? Who are you? Asked a trembling Naruto after seeing these huge bloodthirst-filled eyes. Me? You amuse me. You must be stupider than I thought. I am the mighty Kyuubi no Kitsune. What? That's impossible. Yondaime killed you. Fool. As if a mere person like him could stop me. He merely sealed me in you. Look at the seal, fool. Thanks to these fools I am finally breaking free. Oh, don't look so terrified. You won't die. I won't. Of course not. That would be kind of me. No, you won't die. Instead I will consume your soul, and make you watch, as I destroy everything you hold dear. No? No. I won't let it happen. As if you can avoid it, fool. I am a demon lord. The demon lord. Defeating a child like you will be easy. Now feel my fury. Kyuubi lashed out through the seal, hitting Naruto, and sending him crashing into a wall. See, foolish child. Neither in the material nor in the mental world can you defeat me. Even in your own mind. It hurts so much. Why do I suffer so much? Why can't I? Naruto then saw 4 figures appear before him. Iruka stepped out and said, try your best, Naruto. Reminding him of the time he first taught him how to mold chakra. Tuchi and Aim stepped forth and said, come on, Naruto-kun. Don't be afraid. You'll do great. Encouraging him like that first day he told them he was going to the ninja academy. Lastly, Sarutobi stepped out, smiled gently, and said, don't give up, Naruto-kun. I believe in you. Smoking his pipe as he consoled Naruto after he failed an exam. Naruto looked at his precious people, and remembered all they had done for him. All the strength they had given him, and resolve finally started showing in his eyes. Foolish humans. What can you do? I will devour you, and destroy everything. I will especially torture that foolish old man, and the daughter of the ramen shop you love so much. You will see their torture. I will annihilate everything you hold dear. No? I will not give up. Because this is my ninja way. So fuck you, stupid fox. You want to fight? By Kami you'll get one. Yelled Naruto. Suddenly the world around them changed. Gone was the sower. Now they stood on top of a mountain surrounded by lightning. Kyuubi was surprised at this change. He didn't expect this. Naruto on the other hand remembered what a man named Inoichi once told him. So da, korwa or no kakoro no nakada. Kono basho no kamiwa or da. That's it. This place is inside my mind. I am the god of this place. Or was that I akaramanai. Or was that I making. Or wa ami o teosu. Yelled Naruto, I will not give up. I will not lose. I will defeat you. Foolish human, what do you think you can do? Said Kyuubi, still not understanding what Naruto learned. Simple, you stupid fox. In this place he is God. In this place everything is possible if he so desires, said a new voice, as a man appeared. He had a vest, golden hair, and bright blue eyes. He looked like an older, more mature version of Naruto with a flame-style cloak on. Hello, Naruto. In case you didn't recognize me, I am Minato Namikaze, the Yondaime Hokage. We'll talk more later. Now beat up that stupid fox. Okay? Come on, fox. Let's fight. Shouted Naruto as he grew in size and created a sword made of light on his hand. Demon and child clashed and tore at each other. Again and again Kyuubi tore into Naruto, but he couldn't kill the child. It slowly dawned to him that he had failed. He could have easily escaped, but his pride demanded he punish the impudent child, and after initiating such a fight, there was no way to back off. It was all or nothing. And in the end he got nothing. After the titanic battle ended, Naruto started absorbing the Kyuubi. Yondaime rushed to his side. Well done, Naruto. Or should I say son? Sarutobi never told you, but you are my son, and you have made me proud. Not only by defeating the demon, by also staying pure against these maddened villagers. I never wished it would come to my son. I thought they'd see you as a hero. As for why the old man never told you, it was to protect you from my enemies. So my time is running out soon. I am glad to have seen you. Me too, dad. Thanks for the vote of confidence, said Naruto, and hugged his dad. Suddenly Naruto fell on his knees gasping. Son. What's wrong? The Kyuubi's power is too much. I can't control it. No, son, hang on. It's okay, dad, I think I need the fox back. Don't worry, you'll see after all I am God here. Light shone, and Kyuubi was restored. What? What happened? Simple Kyuubi. I still need you. Your power is too much for me to contain. Not now, not ever. Your knowledge and memories alone would have made me mad. So I brought you back. Now here's the deal, Fox. You will no longer be filled with bloodlust. You will retain your previous existence, and shall from now on guard me and my children. You will teach and guide them through a life filled with kindness. You will give them your chakra and protect them. In return you will not die unless there is no other child of mine alive. As Naruto spoke, his words were engraved into the Kyuubi soul. Kyuubi lost his bloodlust. He now was connected with Naruto, and saw and felt the world through him. Thus the Lord of Demons felt something new, compassion and kindness in its purest forms. I don't have much of a choice now, do I? Nevertheless I accept. I can't get out even if I wanted to. But to know Kyuubi. Your Shiku. Pleased to work with you. Packet, can you do something about this place? I prefer it to the damned sower, but I'd rather have a forest. And some game to hunt. Maybe a vixen or 3. In return I'll give you a gift. Why not? Here you go. And the world changed again into a lush forest with a lake. Small game ran around, and a female fox stepped forward. Ah, thanks kid. Here's the gift. A summoning scroll for my demon clan. Sign it, but don't summon them without thought. Well, some of them are nice, many of them are like my old self, and may not obey you. Thank you if you need something else. Since we're partners now I'll take care of you, you know. So dad, it's been nice to meet you even though I'm kinda angry at the whole deal, but I'll deal with it. Haha, that's my son. For what it's worth, the song I'm sorry. But I had no other choice. Besides, who else would I trust other than my own son? Said Yondaime, as he ruffled Naruto's hair. Of course Kyuubi couldn't help, but butt in a barely audible whisper. Ugh, so cute I'm gonna puke. Of course the two blondes heard him, and laughed it off. Naruto hugged his dad one last time before Yondaime disappeared into nothingness. Kid, I think it's time to wake up. I'll make a mental link so we can talk easier. Oh, and now you know you were kind of stupid before, right? And had crappy control. Well, that was kind of my doing. Even the seal couldn't completely hold me back. So I messed up with you in order to make you weak. Then you'd have to call on my power, and maybe set me free. But since our last fight proved I can't ever get out, might as well make it as comfortable as possible. Anyway, I'll restore your mind to its previous state, and repair your control. There's also something else. Due to the chakra that was unleashed, your physical body was changed. To what degree I don't know yet. We'll have to check it out after you wake up. Off you go now, kid. Thanks, Kai. See you later, eh? And Naruto woke up to a plain white room, lying on a bed. An Ivrip was hanging on his arm. In front of him sat a sleeping Iruka, watching over the child he so much cared for. Naruto slowly regained movement of his arms, and looked around. He checked his body trying to find the alterations Kyuubi mentioned. Mentally he called the fox. Hey furball, there's nothing wrong with me. Or so it seems. Figured anything on your side? No kid. But something's certainly different. Better sleep while I take a closer look. I'll tell you in the morning if I find out, okay? Back to sleep I guess. And Naruto dozed off to sleep again. Naruto woke up early in the morning still on the hospital bed. Wakey Kai. So did you find anything? A few things really. Well, you know my chakra is poisonous to humans, right? Well, you might have developed a resistance to it with me sealed inside and all, but it's not immunity. Now the problem is that my chakra has destabilized your DNA. If my assumptions are correct, your unstable DNA can be controlled by your conscious mind. In other words, you may be able to shift your form. What I did notice is a practically infinite capacity for evolution. This means that while you grow older and more experienced, you will be able to change your form in many ways. It also seems to have improved your natural healing capacity. Another nice thing is that it is reactive to external stimulus. Before you go acting all weird, let me explain. Whenever you make an exerting motion, your muscles get stronger, right? That's how you train. Well, in your case the improvement comes hundreds of times faster, and from what I see the capacity is much, and I seriously mean much greater than any human. The more you practice, the faster you'll get stronger. Not only that, but while humans have a maximum of strength, your maximum is many times bigger than anyone I've met. Your bones are also much more dense, and your skin harder to pierce. In short, whatever doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Quite literally. The last thing I found is that it acts like a Kekkei Genkai. You will pass it down to your children along with me. Kid, one thing however. Maybe we should seal me, and this new, so that your kids won't be summoning my chakra recklessly. I was thinking until they are 12 years old or I release the seal. On the same note, I will be able to maintain the seal, so any black sheep that comes out won't be able to abuse you. So, you're saying I'll be able to get real strong, real fast, and change my shape depending on what I want to do. How do I do that? Try focusing on it. I'd suggest transforming your hands to claws. I'll help you from my side, as well as monitor whatever happens in your body. Also best not to call on my chakra for a while. Well, your resistance to it has increased, best not to risk it unless it's really bad, okay? Okay, so I focus on my hands becoming claws. Let's see. Naruto focused on his hands changing into claws. He had already decided on the look. His fingers would become longer, and instead of nails he would have 30 centimeters long black claws. After focusing, and with Kyuubi giving him advice, he managed to shift them slowly yet steadily. Okay kid, you've done it. The change was real slow, but mostly because you didn't know how to do it. Next time it will be much easier and faster. Now change them back, and wait for that teacher of yours. We'll have to give some explanations. You're right. Gigi will have to know about this, and our deal. I just hope he doesn't take it too hard. Naruto shifted his claws back to normal, and gently woke up Iruka. After telling him he felt fine, he asked for Sandaime. After a little bit, the aged Hokage entered the room visibly worried. After giving his figurative grandson a hug, he asked Iruka to get outside. Gigi, could you please set up a sort of sound barrier? I don't want people listening. Oh, and I think you should call that blonde-haired guy that helped me the last time. Inoichi, I think he was called. The one that got in my mind. I can, but why should I do Naruto-kun? Because Gigi, it's about my tenant. What? How do you know about him? I met him. I'll tell you about it, but could you please ask Inoichi-san to come over? You won't believe what I'm gonna say unless he's here. Very well Naruto-kun, I will. You just stay here, okay? With that, the Sandaime left, and called for Inoichi. The blonde mind walker entered with the Hokage looking surprised. Well Naruto-kun, will you tell me and Inoichi why you need us here? As soon as you secure this room, Jai-sen. I don't want anyone learning before it's time. After the aged Hokage applied the seals, Naruto explained to them about the fight between him and Kyuubi. The greatest surprise though came when he told them about his parents. The look on Inoichi's face was especially unbelievable. At the end of the story, Naruto asked Inoichi to enter his mind to confirm this. When Inoichi returned from his trip inside Naruto's mind, he looked tossed, shaken to speak. A kind and friendly Kyuubi. Kami, I never thought I'd see that, Naruto. Well, I am happy you made it, and proud that you remembered what I told you about your mindscape. What the hell were you thinking going into that fight? I know it wasn't completely your fault, but was there any way you could have avoided it? I'm not afraid of Inoichi-sen. I couldn't. Once such a fight begins, it cannot end unless one of the two is defeated and devoured. Now there's another thing I got to tell you. Besides Kyuubi becoming my Kekkei Genkai of sorts, I also acquired another one. It is because of him, but not linked to him otherwise. Because of Kyuubi's chakra, my body has become unstable in a sense. My strength, speed, agility, and reflexes will improve much faster. Also, I will heal much faster than before. From what Kyuubi told me, unless you rip out my heart, decapitate me, or sustain constant heavy trauma, I am pretty much unkillable. I can take a sword through the lungs, and I won't even slow down apart from the pain that is. Another cool thing is that I can change my form. I managed to make claws out of my hands, probably because Kyuubi had claws as well, so it's kind of easy. I don't know what else I can do though. Kyuubi also told me it will pass down to any children I will have. He also advised sealing them away. Imagine a baby summoning Kyuubi's chakra because it wasn't fed in time. He said setting the release at 12 years of age, unless the Kyuubi wills it earlier, or if Kyuubi deems a child unworthy of it. So now you have not one, but two Kekkei Genkais, and Kyuubi is friendly. Now I got to tell the council, no? That's why I didn't want anyone else to know. I trust you too, but the rest of the council? No way. They'll probably force me to marry many girls they choose, and then take my children away so they can control me. So no. Don't tell anyone, Jai-sen. Just give me a new apartment since my old one got torched last night, give me some scrolls on chakra, and keep it low. I don't want anyone learning what happened. Tell them that because of the beating an idiot with a mask with a root kanji on it, use a chakra-infused blade on my seal, almost setting the Kyuubi free. Only thing that kept it in was my willpower. Tell them the seal is damaged, and impossible to repair. It should scare them from attacking me again for fear of the seal breaking, and it's not that far from the truth. Besides, it'll get you some leverage against that crippled guy. Danzo was his name. Yeah, anyway, if they hear it was me that kept the Kyuubi from leveling this place, and it still is, maybe some of them will shut up. Don't tell them of my parents yet either. They'll just try to suck me up, and I don't have your patience, old man. Oh, and could you tell me where I can find an abandoned training ground? I want to get stronger. Much stronger. So no one will suffer like I did ever again. Both men were stunned by the child's declaration, but accepted the truth of his words. Excusing himself, Inoichi left, thinking mostly on how to get his daughter to stop chasing after the Uchiha, and see that there are people much better out there. Sandaime for his part went to apply the seals on Naruto, showing him and Kyuubi on how to do it as well. After all was said and done, Naruto left with Sarutobi to get the scrolls, a key to his new apartment, and directions to his new training grounds. Unsurprisingly, Naruto's new apartment was very close to Sandaime's house. Few would dare get there, so it was much safer. Naruto got some scrolls on basic chakra control, which he literally sucked, since no one taught him even how to read and write. After that, Sandaime left with Naruto to show him his new training grounds behind the Hokage mountain. When Naruto got there, he formed his claws, and showed them to an amazed Hokage. These are my claws. Cool, huh? They're pretty sharp too. I gotta practice on them though. It takes me some time to concentrate on making them, but I'll try to reduce the time. Kyuubi also said he'll help with my fighting skills. Anyway, better start training. And with that, Naruto started a variety of exercises at Kyuubi's command. After watching Naruto train for a while, Sandaime left and returned to his office, relieved somewhat about the fact Naruto would now grow stronger. At his office he wrote a letter and summoned a carrier monkey and had it delivered to his old student Jiraiya. After that was over, he turned to his old enemy, paperwork, and started his work. Naruto, for his part, after he finished his warm-up, started practicing how to form other things. After consulting with Kyuubi, he found that he had a maximum of potential changes that he had exhausted. The more he practiced, and older he got, however, the more this potential would increase. In other words, now he only had his claws, and no other ability. He would have to work hard to acquire any new powers. Never one to shirk from practice or take all things for granted, Naruto got to work. After a while he considered altering his face and shape, creating a disguise of sorts. Naruto spent the rest of his evolution potential in order to be able to shift between his normal blue-eyed blonde whiskered form and his disguise, a dark-haired, brown-eyed boy of his age. This way he could finally enter a store without people trying to kill him every chance they got. After a few days of this routine, Kyuubi came across a discovery. Naruto could absorb other beings' DNA by eating said beings. What this did is hasten the evolutionary potential of Naruto by a little bit, but only concerning abilities that are related with what he consumed. If he absorbed a bird's DNA, then he would increase his evolution abilities, but only when it came to forming clawed feet, wings, or improved eyesight in some cases. Naruto swore to never absorb a human's since absorbing DNA required the victim be freshly killed and eaten raw. He could deal with eating an animal if it was absolutely necessary, but a human? No way in hell. So Naruto spent his mornings going to the academy, and his afternoons training on his own. Even his pranks lessened, though they never disappeared. Naruto, for his part, listened to Kyuubi's suggestion of developing non-combat related abilities. First on his list was wings, and maybe improving his eyesight. Of course, Naruto spent a lot of time under his disguise, when outside the academy, and the training grounds that is, since that way no one recognized or attacked him. It was especially fun starting a prank as Naruto, and then escaping the area in his changed form. Even Kyuubi congratulated him on the sheer genius of some of the pranks. One of the best was when Naruto briefed the Hokage on his shape-changing abilities. By changing in front of him without warning, poor old man almost had a heart attack. After being put at ease by the fact that Kyuubi was constantly monitoring Naruto's body for adverse effects, however, he relaxed a bit. Naruto also changed his wardrobe. Now he wore either black and red, as they were Kyuubi's main colors, or black and dark orange. Retaining his previous exuberant behavior, he started picking on people in front of their eyes. One of his favorites was Mizuki when he tried using Genjutsu on him one day. Mizuki applied a seal on Naruto's paper when he handed him. After Naruto saw through it with Kyuubi's help, he laughed loudly, drawing Iruka's and Mizuki's attention. After being asked what was wrong, Naruto spoke. Impressive, Mizuki-sensei. You placed a Genjutsu seal on my test. Obviously you want to test my alertness and expecting the impossible to be correct. I mean, who could ever expect a test? Well done, Mizuki-sensei. I almost fell for that. Great exercise too. I will request this become part of your teaching so we remain on our toes. Such a great idea. Of course, Mizuki was seething inside while he tried his best not to attack the insolent boy, and instead congratulated Naruto for seeing through his ruse. Iruka, on the other hand, was surprised, and asked Naruto about it, getting a reply of, if you can trick your friends you can trick anyone, and that's what he did. Some asked Naruto how he improved so much, so fast, to which he answered, deception is a shinobi's best friend. I have deceived you, as being an idiot when I'm anything back. Didn't any of you consider the possibility of me holding back? Much like Shino does. My real level is much higher than any of you, I simply chose to hide it for a while. Now, however, due to certain events, I have stopped holding back. This is the real me. Take it or leave it. Jana. Before jumping on the rooftops, leaving many wondering just who Naruto really was. Overall, Naruto's life was great and was improving. And he loved it. Almost 5 years have passed since the fateful day when Naruto acquired his new powers. He never stopped training either his bloodline or his ninja skills. Thanks to Kyuubi, he was able to not only keep up with everyone else, but to also surpass them. You see, even though Kyuubi did fix the intentional mess he made of Naruto's chakra coils, Naruto still had inordinate amounts of chakra in him, making his control his greatest weakness. Thanks to Kyuubi, however, he managed to learn tree walking and water walking in order to help. His ninjutsu skills still sucked, though it was pretty damn hard to get him under an illusion, thanks to Kyuubi's interference. His ninjutsu also was rather low compared to clan members, since Kyuubi never used chakra for ninjutsu. He directs chakra manipulation, which however was impossible with human chakra. Naruto's bloodline had also improved, now having acquired 3 new powers. His favorite was his ability to create bat's wings from his back, allowing him to glide for short distances, even though Kyuubi said it was a matter of time before he evolved them again, and gained true flight. Because of that, Naruto rarely wore something heavier than a muscle t-shirt, much to the enjoyment and embarrassment of a certain Hyuga girl. Naruto has also long since acquired 2 Jujutsu. They were simply because they altered his sight though. The first he used rarely, mostly because there was rarely a need for it. It was the ability to shift his eyes to that of an eagle. Even though colors became duller this way, his eyesight increased dramatically, acquiring a sort of telescopic vision when he focused on something. One of his favorite pastimes with this was reading Sandame's Icha books from the comfort of his house, and then reciting them to the aged Hokage, preferably with the other perv named Kakashi. This has also led to more than a couple of beatings for the poor perv by Anko, since she believed he was teaching a kid such perverse literature. Naruto's other was thermal sight, allowing him to see through walls, which was more than a bit helpful for someone as paranoid as Naruto. During his time at the academy, he pretty much held back on everything except Jujutsu. Why? Because the Uchiha was constantly challenging him and getting promptly beaten to the ground. For once not even Kyuubi could answer Naruto's question of if Sasuke was a gay masochist. Of course, when Naruto expressed this out loud, it took all of Kyuubi's healing capabilities for Naruto to not die at the hands of fangirls. In his off time, Naruto liked flying above Konoha. He's gliding really, but with the strength he has in jumps, it takes so long to land again that it seems like flight, watching the busy streets. This habit of his started a couple of years ago. Flashback 2 years and 3 months ago, Naruto was thrilled. He had finally acquired his thermal vision. Currently he was out for a stroll along the roofs. Since the buildings were warm, even though it was currently night, he could easily look around him. Meanwhile, Anko was stumbling home after getting drunk with her friend Kurenai. That is until some hands shot out of the shadows and grabbed her, pulling her in a small alleyway. The person that grabbed her violently struck her head on the wall, further dizzying the drunk. Then he threw her on the wall before a male voice spoke. Well, if it isn't the loyal snake bitch. He and she call herself a shinobi. You're just a servant of that traitor, Orochimaru. Today you'll die, bitch, and we'll be heroes. But not before we have some fun with you. It would be such a waste to not enjoy this body of yours. The man then proceeded to try and rip off her clothes. Keyword tried. Because no sooner had he taken a step forth when a small shadow landed in front of him. From the little moonlight that fell on the figure, it had golden blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Eyes that held such fury and hate that the would-be rapists involuntarily took a step back. It was obvious that it was a kid, but these eyes were as cold as a mountain's peak in winter and as hard as diamonds. Naruto rarely felt angry. Even when he was beaten as a kid, he wasn't really angry. He was mostly sad or scared. But now he was angry. Emotions not felt for a long time surfaced. Fury, wrath, the likes of which he never thought he had burst forth. Memories of the beatings and hate he had suffered flashed through his mind's eye. Even Kyuubi inside of him called for the blood of these animals. Naruto, almost without realizing it, called forth his claws. For what you were going to perform, there is only one punishment. Death. And in a flash Naruto charged the man. The leader didn't realize exactly why he felt so much pain in his lungs, until he noticed that the child's claws had ripped open his torso, pretty much ripping his lungs and intestines out with them. As he fell, he could only mumble the only thought he had in his mind. D-demon. This word more than adequately described Naruto's visage to the others. Covered in blood, but otherwise unchanged, his eyes seemed like 2 damning orbs ready to unleash heavenly judgment upon them. Survival instincts kicked in, and they tried to charge the demon to kill it. Fools. Before Anko's muddled sight, a massacre unfolded. Naruto, with all the grace of a fox, jumped, dodged, parried, and weaved through the men's blows. Ducking under a kunai thrust, he rolled under the man, rising in an uppercut slice, cutting the man to ribbons. Turning around, he used his left hand to parry a pipe before stabbing its owner through the heart. No sooner than that, he jumped over the 2 remaining thugs, and in a show of acrobatic skill, turned upside down in the air, and rotated his body, lashing out with his claws at the men's heads, taking out the rapist trying to run away. Landing in the only exit to the dead end, he locked eyes with the remaining thug, before charging him, claws opened at the sight. With timed precision, he sidestepped the terrified man's stabbing motion, pivoted on his left leg, while simultaneously lowering his body, in essence making a small spin with him sitting on his left leg. During that spin, he lashed out with his claws, taking out the man's right leg, who fell down with a cry of pain. The fight, if one would call that, lasted less than a minute. Anko blinked. What the fuck? Due to the sheer shock, her drunkenness had disappeared. Naruto turned to her, retracting his claws. The last man groaned. Naruto turned to him, picked up the pipe, and smashed it on the man's jaw, last knee, arms, and genitals. The first was to not report what happened. The next 2 were so he couldn't escape. The last was punishment for rape. Anko looked at the child in slight fear. That is until he saw his eyes. With the battle excitement gone, his eyes softened. He looked at her in concern. Are you injured, miss? Wah? No, not mature, are you? Konoha's resident demon brat, miss. Let me tie this bastard up so he doesn't bleed to death, and I'll take you to the hospital. Naruto then took off the man's shirt and tied up the wound. Needless to say, he wasn't very kind in his treatment. Turning to the downed Anko, who was slowly trying to get up, he offered his hand. Come on, miss. Hospital awaits. It's not miss. It's Anko. Mitarashi Anko. Remember it, brat. Okay, Anko-sen. Let's go. Picking her bridal style, he took off, leaving Anko staring at the raw strength he seemed to possess. After landing safely in front of the hospital, he took her inside, where she was admitted. It was then she found out his name was Uzumaki Naruto. It was later that night that Sandame visited her, and explained some things though that she understood who he was. As for Naruto, after taking an ambu to secure the wounded man, and clear the site of the massacre, he went home. Only then did he allow the full extent of what he did sink in. Naruto wept for hours for his lost innocence, but thankfully he had Kyuubi to help him deal with it. Sarutobi did visit him at some point to give him a human perspective on the matter of killing. Flashback end. Ever since that day, Naruto found a new friend in Anko who visited him sometimes, and helped him train. Both outcasts by the people they tried to protect, found a friend in each other. Apart from Sandame, she was the only person to know the extent of Naruto's powers. She also told him of Kurenai's dream of making a scouting team. It was a few weeks before the final exams. Naruto had little problems apart from this stupid bunchin. Thanks to Kyuubi, it was clear as to why he had trouble, though he didn't know how to correct it, as he never used ninjutsu of any kind. Naruto was now on his way to Sandame's office. He wanted to know where he would be placed. As soon as he got there under his disguise, which he had named Uryu, he got past the secretary, and entered the aged Hokage's office. Hey Hokage-sama. Can I speak to you in private? Of course Uryu-kun. Anu. Leave us alone. With that, he placed a sound barrier in the room before continuing. Well now Naruto-kun, what is it? You see Jiji, I was wondering what team I would be placed in. Thanks to Anko I found out some things. I was thinking of placing you in Kakashi's squad. He will have the Uchiha, and the highest scoring Kunoichi. Yeah well I am not going in a squad with the emo prick. If you put me there I'll kill him. I don't care what the council says, I'm not going there. But Kakashi is Yandame's student. Surely he will teach you a lot. Maybe. But probably not. The council has too much power Jiji. Besides, I know how lazy he is. No, I'd rather have another teacher. And I know Jasu. Is that so Naruto-kun? And why should I listen to an academy student like you? Sandame of course had every intention of listening to Naruto, but he also likes prodding him in conversations. Kami knew he was one of the very few people in Konoha that could actually hold an intelligent conversation. Between Danzu's schemes and the council's retardedness, the aged man took every chance he got at some serious conversation. Because first of all I won't work with Uchiha. I have no rivalry with him because I know I'm better. It will be a one-sided rivalry, and simply hold us both back. Second, I know who the top scoring Kunoichi is. She's a Runo Sakura, a dead weight, a fangirl. She will do nothing, and expect me or Sasuke to save her, and knowing Sasuke, it will be me risking life and limb for my teammates. Sorry, but I can't do that. Not only that, but because she is a fangirl, she will always follow the Uchiha's commands. Not to mention she hates me for some reason. Every time I try talking to her, as a sign of kindness, she tries to hit me. So no, that team is not good for me. However I know one team I would fit in. Kurenai's team. Oh? And why would you fit in Kurenai's team? And how do you know her team anyway? Anko is Kurenai's best friend Jiji. I know she wants a scout team, and I know she wants Inizuka Kiba, Hyuga Hinata, and Abiram Shino in her team. I, however, can replace Kiba. I can't replace Hinata because of her Byakugan. I can't replace Shino's ability to track anyone he's ever met before. I can, however, replace Kiba. Thanks to Kyuubi, I have developed my tracking skill in the same areas as Kiba. However I also possess tracking skills that he doesn't. Thanks to my wings and eyes I can fly over an enemy before engaging, and silently watch them. Also, as you know, my fighting capabilities are far greater than Kiba. Last, but not least, you're aware of Hinata's confidence problem, correct? Well she has a crush on me, and I don't deny the fact that I do like her. Maybe not love or crush, since I don't have anything to compare my feelings with, but I do care for her. That way I will probably be able to help her confidence. Well done Naruto-kun. Your diplomatic skills are improving constantly. As is your reasoning. There's one problem though. Kakashi has requested you. Yes, he outranks Kurenai as well, but he doesn't outrank you. Explain everything to him. He probably believes I will strike up a rivalry with Uchiha, which I am not going to. That or he might try to make it up to Yandame or something, since I am his son, and look so much like him. That is if he doesn't know I'm his son. At any rate, Kakashi's team with me will not work out. Kiba might be a better choice there. He has the whole alpha male mentality that will make him strike a rivalry with Sasuke. Not only that, but he also probably has lightning affinity. I on the other hand have wind. Now could you call Kurenai and Anko so we can finalize this? Of course. Ami-san, please call for Yuhi Kurenai and Mitarashi Anko here immediately. The Hokage asked his secretary through the comlink. Comlink. Communications link, highly sophisticated device that allows for communications over some distance. The sophistication part lies in the fact it is practically impossible to tap into and listen to conversations. After a few minutes Kurenai and Anko walked it, Anko still eating a dango stick. After greeting the Hokage, Anko ruffling Naruto's hair, they asked why they had been called in. The age professor reset the sound barrier before he started speaking. You remember some 5 years ago when there was a blast of Kyuubi's chakra? Remember what I said? Well, it's not entirely true. Naruto, if you please. Very well. As you know, I am Kyuubi no Jinchuriki. In my gut was stuck the demon that tried to level Konohagakure and was sealed there by the Yondaime Hokage, Namikaze Minato. Now here's what happened that day. Like all my birthdays, I was running from a mob. This time, however, they seemed pretty determined. They tortured me for about an hour before a rude operative stabbed me on the seal with a chakra-infused blade. Now the seal is very powerful, but also very delicate. In doing so, the idiot unleashed Kyuubi. Now in all honesty, we all could be dead. Hell, we should be. Kyuubi could have gotten free. What happened though is that he didn't want to leave immediately. No, instead he wanted to torture me by devouring my soul. Thus he started a fight in my mindscape. If he won, I'd be absorbed in him for all eternity, and watch as he performed unspeakable acts upon those I cared for. However, for all his might, Kyuubi miscalculated one small thing. We were in my mindscape, my world, my rules. In my mind I'm God. Thanks to the beatings, Yamanaka Inoichi-san has mind-walked me a lot of times. During those times he taught me a few things. Things I used to defeat the Kyuubi. Now when the Kyuubi got out, another fascinating thing happened. You see, Yondaime had sealed a sort of clone inside of me, to be activated if the seal lever broke in order to repair it. When the Kyuubi came out, he appeared. After the battle was over and I won, I started absorbing the Kyuubi's power, taking it as my own. At that time Yondaime revealed to me one secret. He told me of my parentage. I wouldn't reveal it yet, as I'm not supposed to know. Anyway, after a point the Kyuubi's power became too much. It is a king of all demons. The knowledge he possessed in over 10,000 years of existence would wipe my mind. His power, unable to be held back, would level all of High no Kuni. Then his power would enter a random animal, and Kyuubi would be reborn. With the newfound power though, I prevented it. I brought back Kyuubi, and reformed him. I erased his hatred and bloodlust, and tied him to my blood. Kyuubi still exists, but is a sensei to me. A friend I have inside. Thanks to him most of them don't work. I assure you he's quite friendly, more like a grumpier version of Iruka-sensei. Being tied to my blood made him sort of my Kekkei Genkai. All my children will house the Kyuubi, and will be able to draw power from him. Of course I have placed a number of seals on his power, so taking his power is impossible. Also, as long as more than one of my clan is alive, no one will be able to take Kyuubi away, and that's only one of the benefits of my clan. However, I gained something else, as well that day. Kyuubi's is poison. However, since I had him in me, I have developed some resistance to it. However, it made my DNA unstable, but under mental control. In other words, amongst other things, I can change my body at will. For example, my disguise Uryu Naruto shifted to his disguise, and enjoyed Kurenai's shock look before shifting back. I can also form claws, as Anko here knows, and have developed two. The first grants me the eagle's sight, while the second allows me to see warmth. Also thanks to Kyuubi I am as capable as any Inizuka of following a scent. Now the reason you were called here is simple. I want to get in your squad, Kurenai-san. I am as capable a tracker as Kiba, have two unprecedented bloodlines, can adapt to just about any circumstance, have more chakra, combat capability, and last, but not least, since Hinata has a crush on me, I can help her get over her confidence issues. Aoki Amenko, is he telling the truth? Stammered a shocked Kurenai. Yup. Brat's right. Head don't look like a freak, Night-chan. You haven't seen half of the stuff he can do. Kid's awesome, I tell ya. Yeah, but what about Kakashi? This time Sandaime interrupted Kakashi, who might outrank both you and Naruto-kun, but I outrank him. If you agree I can get Naruto-kun in your squad, replacing Kiba. Very well then. Naruto-san, what else can you do? Apart from my disguise, I can form claws, wings that, as of now, only allow me to glide, and I possess increased strength, speed, and stamina. As of now? What do you mean? You see, my bloodline is kind of unique. It is an evolutionary bloodline. I have a certain potential. The more I train in it, the greater said potential. I can then spend it to acquire said powers. The more drastic a change, the higher it costs. For example, my claws are much more expensive than my disguise. Kyuubi believes that soon I'll have a true flight. Now at best I can expend large amounts of wind chakra to keep me flying. I see, but why my squad? Kakashi is older, more experienced, and was taught by Yondaime himself. And he's also a pervert, a lazy ass, and constantly late. No. Also he is forced to teach the Uchiha. One of the few people, along with that bastard Danzo, that I just can't stand. No, I think you'll be better for me. Besides, I also kind of like Hinata, but if I ever made an approach, and was found out, well, I have no fear for myself, as it's very hard to kill me, but Hinata. I'd never let anyone hurt her the way they hurt me. This way though, I can be near her and still justify it. Very well. Now if you'll excuse me, I need some sake after hearing all this. And you haven't even heard of Naruto's last secret Night-chan. But be careful, okay? This is an S-rank secret. Yes, well, Hokage-sama, Naruto, I'll be off. You coming? Of course. I'm finally getting you drunk, Night-chan. Fufu. Anko giggled almost perversely, as she pretty much dragged Kurenai to the nearest dango stand. Well, Naruto-kun, that went rather well. Now shouldn't you be at home? It's pretty late, you know. Okay, Gigi, see you soon. So Naruto left and headed home. Finally, he was going to be a ninja. First step to gaining people's respect. Now if only his parents were still alive, pushing these thoughts away, Naruto meditated an hour before going to sleep. A few weeks passed since the talk with Kurenai, and the time for the final exams had come. Naruto still hadn't found a way to get past his bunshin problem. Anko had tried teaching him Tsuchi bunshin, but he had no talent for it and couldn't learn it for the rest of his life. Still, Naruto went, with the hope that if he performed well enough in the other parts of the test, they'd let him pass. After Naruto got inside, he waved hello to his friends, namely Kiba, Shikamaru, and Choji, glared at one Uchiha, ignored a pink-haired banshee, and smiled at a blushing Hyuga princess. Soon the noise died down, as the teachers came in. Naruto always had weird vibes about Mizuki, something Kyuubi reinforced, but since he never had any solid evidence, he couldn't do anything. After the written test, which thanks to Kyuubi he aced, was accuracy. Since he chose to stop holding back, he once again scored high, drawing many suspicious looks from some of the people around him, which however were ignored. After that was Taijutsu practice. Naruto squared off against Mizuki, and defeated his opponent in under 10 seconds, even though Mizuki held back way less than normal. At the ninjutsu portion he was performing well until, "Now Naruto, I need you to perform some bunshins for me, please." "Iruka-sensei, I can't perform bunshins, and you know it." "Well then Naruto, I'm afraid you'll fail." "Wait a second, Iruka-sensei. I practically aced everything else. Besides, there's a reason I can't use bunshin, or I got too much chakra. I'd go get another to replace that, but the library always throws me out, and I can't exactly go to Hokage-sama and ask him to tutor me. I tried to learn the Tsuchi bunshin, but my element is the opposite. Anyway, what use is a mere bunshin? Makes no sound, has no smell, it's just a waste of chakra. Useless if you ask me. It still is a necessary skill for Naruto, so try it." Okay, damn it, Iruka-sensei, bunshin no jutsu." 3 clones popped, looking dead. Iruka sighed. "Naruto, you fail again, I'm sorry." Mizuki, trying to get in the kid's good graces, also apologized. After all was done, Naruto sat outside the academy. It was so stupid. He could use Katens and Futons, but of course they needed a simple useless bunshin. The one skill he never could use. It was stupid and unfair. Swallowing his pride, he moved away before being stopped by Mizuki. "Now Naruto wouldn't be so sad. It's true you didn't pass the bunshin exam, but since you aced everything else, I managed to pull some strings, and we decided to have a makeup exam. There's a scroll in the Hokage library named the Forbidden Scroll. If you get it, and bring it to a certain point in the forest, you'll pass, as a simulation of a shinobi mission. You'll be showing that you don't actually need them, and still be just as effective. So do you want to take it?" Naruto saw the man for who he really was. A traitor. There was no such test, or Sandaime would already have had him pass it. However, just an academy student's word against a seasoned shunin. Who except Jiji would believe him? So he had to catch him in the act. Quickly agreeing, Naruto went to Sandaime to tell him what would go on. The day passed, and night fell. Naruto, using his thermal sight, evaded the guards inside the compound, and snatched the scroll. He knew they wouldn't try too much, but it had to be realistic. Naruto ran to the woods when Kyuubi's voice echoed in his head. "Hey kid. Since you have the scroll, how about learning one of the inside? They're bound to be strong, and you'll need strength to fight that traitor off. Even as you are, you won't beat him easily. He's not a chunin for nothing." That, and his chakra seemed strangely corrupted in a way. He also always held back a lot. "Better learn, and be safe rather than draw on my chakra. Since you've never needed it, we don't know what will happen if you do. It could kill everyone if it goes out of control." "You're right, Kai. Besides, it'll prove to everyone I'm really capable, and not some dead last." Naruto came to a clearing, sat down, and started reading. He read the first on the scroll, Kage Bunshin. It was impressive, no control was needed, just a lot of chakra, and Naruto knew he had tons of it. Also, the secondary abilities of the Kage Bunshin were most interesting. So with little time to waste, he got down to learning it. After an hour he had the down, and simply waited for the traitor to show up. Suddenly a noise came from the side, and a figure dropped from the trees. Only it wasn't Mizuki. It was Iruka. "Naruto. What did you do?" "I know what I did with Iruka-sensei. I sold the scroll here. Mizuki said I had to in order to pass the exam, as a simulation of a shinobi mission. If I could do something that hard, it wouldn't matter what I knew, they should be enough for a genin. Well, that was his justification. I think he's a traitor. Anyway, I waited here for him, but in the meantime I learned. A really cool one too. Ah, here comes Mizuki-sensei. Play dumb, Iruka-sensei. What? What do you mean, Naruto? Mizuki confidently dropped from the trees. You still don't get what that brat said. You always were stupid, Iruka. I tricked that baka into getting me the scroll. Now all I have to do is kill you two and get away. What? Mizuki. He's a kid. He's no kid. You know what he is. He's no Mizuki. He's the demon Lord Kyuubi. See, Naruto Kyuubi never died. He was sealed into the shape of a child. Now you know why everyone hates you. And now you'll die. Naruto merely lifted an eyebrow and calmly spoke. Oh, really now? I'm Kyuubi. Baka, I knew about him for 5 years now. And I'll have you know he just like a grumpier version of Iruka. Iruka was stunned, as was Mizuki. Mizuki however recovered faster, and drawing his trusty Fuyuma shuriken, he threw it at Naruto. Naruto put up his guard and ready to kawari me when suddenly Iruka jumped in front of him taking the blow. Mizuki started laughing while Naruto looked in shock. Why, Iruka-sensei? Because you're my student. Sure, the deaths Kyuubi caused were that of a monster, but you're no monster. You're my precious student. A proud Konoha shinobi. Mizuki's laughter grew while Naruto felt his blood boil. Gently putting Iruka down, Naruto walked towards Mizuki while Iruka shouted at him to stop. Naruto merely looked over his shoulder. Don't worry about me, Iruka-sensei. A whole village has tried to kill me countless times, and I'm still here. I ain't gonna let a piece of shit like Mizuki get away with hurting those precious to me. Oh, I'm Mizuki. Get off your ass, you bastard. What are you going to do, tickle me? No, you jock. I'm gonna break every bone in your body for what you did to Iruka-sensei. As if. I may, but my real skill is almost you won't be able to touch me. Really? Well, how about now? Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Instantly clones of Naruto popped around. Mizuki and Iruka stared in shock. Naruto let a smirk appear. Jetin boys. Battle cries echoed as Mizuki was soundly beaten to a pulp. His skill was great, but the shock and sheer numbers overcame him. Meanwhile, Naruto was tending to Iruka's wound. Suddenly a sound rippled through the clearing, and then the soft thud of something stabbing flesh. Iruka stared in shock as a huge shuriken hit Naruto on the back. Naruto on the other hand looked annoyed. Brat, you might have hurt me a lot, but I still have Orochimaru-sama's power. I'll kill you. Out of the shadows leaped a transformed Mizuki. The only thing he had in common with before were his hair. Other than that, he looked like a cross between a tiger and a human without the claws. Naruto turned and faced him. Inside he was somewhat scared, but he couldn't let it show. I see. So that was the taint in your chakra. Kyuubi knows you know. He warned me. But you're not the only one with kick-ass skills, Mizuki. Let me show you exactly why nobody beats me these days. Naruto threw a smoke bomb on the ground. Immediately after, he activated his thermal sight, enabling him to see Mizuki and forming his claws. Adrenaline rushing through his veins, he charged. The smoke-covered area became a battleground. Naruto could easily see Mizuki, but Mizuki was faster, more experienced, and used his sense to attack Naruto. Naruto ducked under a swipe and countered at Mizuki's other arm. Using the pain, he leaped forth, using his enemy as a springboard, and leaped into the air. Quickly twisting his body and extending his arms, he became a twister of claws, cutting Mizuki a couple of times before he ducked it. None of the blows were dangerous, except for one that struck over the eyebrow. Mizuki grabbed Naruto by the chest and threw him on a tree. Naruto twisted his body and used the tree as a springboard before launching himself forward. One claw extended, the other cocked back in case he missed. This time he struck through and was rewarded with a cry of pain. Dropping on a handstand, he spun around, quickly knocking Mizuki back with his amazing, for his age, strength. Mizuki charged again, angrier every second since, even with his added speed, couldn't kill the demon brat. Naruto jumped from his handstand, landed on his feet, sidestepped a wild swipe, ducked a second, parried a third, and with his parrying left hand, he grabbed Mizuki's hand, before bringing his right claw on a swipe, and cutting the hand off. Mizuki screamed in pain, and stumbled back. Seeing his chance, Naruto readied himself, and charged. Mizuki swiped in front of him, but Naruto rolled underneath, twisted around, and with his claws cut the muscles and tendons behind Mizuki's legs. Continuing his spin, Naruto used his left claw to strike at Mizuki's spine, while his right hand followed with a powerful punch in Mizuki's temple. Finally, the beastified traitor fell unconscious, the pain, shock, blood loss, and drug catching up. Naruto disengaged his claws, and saw the cloud had almost vanished. Iruka stared in shock. His old friend was a traitor to Orochimaru, and tried to kill him. Then the dead son used an advanced bunshin, and beat him. When the traitor came back stronger and deformed, the same dead last fought Mizuki, bordering on skill, inside a smoked area. Once again, the worst student in the academy was victorious. He couldn't help but wondered who was this kid. Nevertheless, Iruka was proud of his student. He fought for all the right reasons. Naruto slowly approached his sensei. Iruka-sensei, I'm sorry, but I had no choice but to fight him and possibly kill him. There's a reason I used the smoke bomb, but Sandaime knows about it, so don't worry. Anyway, if you're alright, I'd like to treat the traitor's wounds if he's still alive. After all, the interrogation team will have a lot of questions to ask him. Iruka nodded while Naruto used as much first aid he knew to help Mizuki survive. Anko would certainly have some fun with that traitor. Slowly Iruka came upon the barely breathing body of his former friend. He gasped when he saw the vicious wounds Naruto had inflicted. Mizuki would never be anything more than a cripple now. Even if somehow he got free, he'd still be worth nothing. Suddenly ambus started emerging. Immediately they got the traitor away, as the aged Hokage appeared. Naruto picked up the scroll, kneeled it to the Hokage, and handed it over. So Naruto-kun, how was your mission? It went well, Hokage-sama. I defeated the traitor, and disabled him. The scroll is safe, and now I have the one shinobi skill I never could grasp. Now if you would excuse me, of course Naruto-kun. Here's your aid. I'll return the scroll personally. Go get some rest. You've earned it. Naruto nodded, and left to go home for a shower, and sleep. Iruka on the other hand looked like Sandane. Hokage-sama, if you excuse me, what did you mean about a mission? Naruto-kun realized Mizuki's intentions, and came right into my office. I gave him a B-rank mission to trick and arrest Mizuki red-handed. Before you ask, yes I know of Naruto-kun's real level, as well as the weapons he used to defeat the traitor, and I assure you he's perfectly fine. If it would ease your mind, call it a Kekkei Genkai in your heart. Regardless of what happened, Naruto-kun is still Naruto-kun, the same boy you met in the academy. He simply held back so as to not draw attention. Also what occurred here is an S-rank secret, and will not be repeated. If anyone asks, Mizuki never changed his form, and Naruto's clones defeated him. Now I believe you have to go to the hospital, and then get some rest right. Hi Hokage-sama. The next day Naruto showed up in the academy, his black 8 worn proudly on his head. Ignoring the looks of surprise, he waved to his friends, and sat down next to Hinata, who probably went red, and nearly fainted. Naruto finished her by smiling kindly at her. After she fainted, Naruto chuckled, with Kyuubi making gagging noises at the cuteness of the whole deal. After waiting for the teacher to enter, Naruto gently woke up Hinata who almost fainted once again by the contact. After Iruka came in, he congratulated everyone that had passed with his annual and well-practiced speech. A speech that was interrupted by a screeching banshee asking why Naruto was here since he had failed. Naruto just smiled at her before shocking his class, because Haruno, my failure in the last test, was simply an act. Something I used to capture a Chunin-ranked traitor in a B-ranked mission. In other words, I was promoted by Hokage-sama and ordered to fail. So be silent. Is that true, Iruka-sensei? And why would Naruto Baka take on the mission? It's obvious Sasuke-kan would do a much better job then, because you bansheed the mission required for someone to fail. Or are you stupid and blind, as well as ignorant? If your oh so precious Sasuke-kan failed, the mission would have failed since it would make no sense. I on the other hand was perfect. I hid all of my potential, and let short-sighted fools like you see only what I wanted you to see. And if you're wondering, I solo took down a ranked shinobi. Iruka-sensei can confirm it since he was there. I knew it. You had Iruka-sensei fight for you while you hid like the dead last you are. Haruno Sakura. Be silent or I will fail you. Now, as Naruto said, I was there. However I was careless, and injured my spine before the start of the battle. Naruto not only defended me, but he also protected the village treasure Forbidden Scroll, learned to be ranked, and defeated an enemy that would have made short work of me. So sit down now. Oh Naruto, I forgot to thank you last night for what went on. Want to go for ramen later? My treat. Sure Iruka-sensei. After I meet my team though. Sakura once again jumped in. So what? Sasuke-kan would have done so much better. Iruka, still feeling pain from yesterday, had the last of her ranting. Haruno. Sit down now. Naruto's a hero. He was personally chosen by the Hokage, and has skills you wouldn't imagine if you saw them. Naruto here could defeat your Sasuke-kan any day with little difficulty, even if he had the Sharingan. So shut up, and sit down. But, this time Kiba interfered. Naruto's got blood scent on him. It is like Mizuki's, but also like a cat. Naruto corrected him. Tiger to be exact. But yeah, the traitor was Mizuki. Sai blood scent is so darn hard to remove once it dries on your skin. Anyway Iruka-sensei, how about we ignore the Banshee and friends, and go to team placements? Yes, well Team 1 is, after 5 minutes or so. Team 7 will be Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura girlish squeal, and Inuzuka Kiba's sound of hat hitting a desk under Hada Kakashi. Team 8 will be Uzumaki Naruto, Hyuga Hinata's soft thud, as Hinata fainted from excitement, and Aburam Shino under Yuhi Kurenai. Team 9 is still in circulation. Team 10 is Yamanaka Ino, Narushikamaru, and Akamichi Chouji under Sarutobi Asuma. After finishing the placements, Iruka left the class. Naruto on the other hand offered his condolences to Kiba, and went off to meet his team. Sasuke breathed while Sakura repeatedly screeched her victory over Ino. Kyuubi inside Naruto's mind wanted to get out, and kill Sakura. He might not be evil anymore, but he had sensitive ears, and her screeching was too much. Naruto mercifully sent chakra to his ears, not to improve his hearing, but to dampen it, getting repeated thanks from the Demon Lord. Some time later Kurenai walked in, drawing the attention of every male except our resident brooder, and after introducing herself, she took her team to a dango stand to get to know each other. So now that we're all here, how about we introduce ourselves to each other? I'll start. My name is Yuhi Kurenai. I like drinking tea and spending time with my friends. I dislike arrogant people, sexists, and perverts. In the near future I want to make you a powerful infiltration scouting squad, and later on maybe have a family. How about you, Blondie? Started Kurenai after they had ordered their food and drinks. Alright, I'm Uzumaki Naruto. I like pranks, jokes, spending time with my friends, ramen, and training. I dislike arrogant fools, people who judge before getting to know someone, and people who just won't change their opinions, no matter how retarded they are. My dreams for the future. Earning Konoha's respect, and becoming a powerful shinobi so I can protect what is precious to me. Maybe revive my clan later on, but that's in the far future. I am Abiram Shino. My hobbies are insects, and looking for new kinds of insects. I dislike fire and intense sunlight. In the future I want to find new kinds of insects to add to my clan, as well as become clan leader. I am Hyuga Hinata. I like flower pressing, and Naruto-kun. I dislike people who judge others, and I want to become clan leader, and abolish my clan seal. Naruto looked at Hinata impressed, as she had managed for the first time in as long as he knew her to not stutter. After enjoying their meals Kurenai decided to brief them on tomorrow. Okay team, tomorrow comes the real genin test. Before you ask, that test was to determine who was actually capable of becoming a genin. Everyone else didn't have a chance to pass, so why waste resources? Rest well, and meet me in training ground 8 at 8 o'clock sharp. I must warn you that you only have 33% chances of passing. Naruto gave her a grin and said, I don't think it'll be harder than taking down a Kurenai-sensei. Consider the challenge over. No matter what you throw at us, we'll overcome it. I suggest getting some rest yourself because we're not going to make it easy on you. Before you leave, however, can I have a word with you? Sure, Naruto will come with me. Going to the side, Naruto addressed his future sensei. Kurenai-sensei, I have also seen it proper to warn you that I have acquired yet another scouting skill yesterday. I learned the Kage Bunshin in the hour it took Iruka to find me. See why I insisted on coming to your squad instead of Kakashi's. My Kage Bunshin will have every ability I do, as well as think independently, and transfer any knowledge of their actions. Last thing I wanted to talk to you about, Kyuubi is the maker of the Jinjutsu art, so I asked him for a couple of Jinjutsu. He gave me the details, as much as he could, but since he never used hand seals that's something you'll have to work on. Regardless if I pass or not, I'll ask Kyuubi to help you with yours. Also tomorrow I probably won't fight you all out. Yesterday I could fight all out because Iruka couldn't see thanks to a smoke bomb, but I don't want my teammates knowing about my skills, if they are not going to be on my team. I trust them both, but years of getting the snot beaten out of me, as well as a few nasty backstabs, have made me paranoid. Just so you're prepared though, it doesn't mean I'm useless. Kyuubi and Anko have both trained me to the ground. Don't be too surprised, okay? Hi Naruto-kun. Don't worry about me. Now go back to your team, and save your energy. I see. Well, see you tomorrow, sensei. Kurenai then left the team alone, as Naruto went back to them. Okay guy and girl, I think I found some things about tomorrow. By her stance and words, tomorrow we'll be fighting against her in some form or other. She's famous, so we're lucky. Hinata, you got your Byakugan. Shino, you have your bugs, they're immune to right. I remember you saying it at one point, and lastly I can constantly expel chakra from my body to form a sort of armor against that, and I have some abilities I haven't shown in class. Kurenai-sensei knows about them, but I hope she'll forget them in the heat of battle. That is true, Naruto-sen. We are all protected to a degree or another from illusions, but she still is a. I know that. I doubt she's heavy on Taijutsu though, she doesn't seem the type, and she doesn't carry a sword or other weapon. So that leaves ninjutsu. Personally I'd rather have her, as a ninjutsu opponent. Seals can be very unpredictable if the enemy has time, and she's had weeks to prepare for us. Of course her being mean she's bad news anyway, so we need to decide on team tactics. Then the new team stayed there discussing possible strategies for hours. Naruto making sure Hinata gets her turn in the discussion, often asking for her opinion. Hinata for her part felt nice since her longtime crush noticed her, while Shino was pleasantly surprised to have a capable team with him. After they separated, Naruto went off to train for a few hours, then home quickly for a shower before going to Ichiraku's to wipe out Iruka's wallet with his ramen consumption. All in all, it was a good day, and it was getting better. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.